Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for accepting our invitation to participate in today's event on the details of the technical and tender processes of construction of the new Sisիան-Քաջարան section of the North-South Road Corridor Investment Program. Before starting, let's consider some technical issues. From those who do not have the agenda of this meeting, you can now see it on your screens and as well the online participants. As you have already noticed, the session will be in English with simultaneous interpretation into Armenian and English when necessary. From those who join online, you can choose the language from the bottom of the screen. After the presentation of the keynote speakers, we will have 30 minutes for questions. Online participants can write their questions in the chat of Zoom, as well as in the comments of the Facebook page of Road Department SN0. If you don't have any questions about agenda, we will now start our official meeting. For the opening speech, I would like to invite the Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure, Mrs. Christina Galechyan. Please, Mrs. Galechyan.
Բարև ձեզ, հարգելի հյուրեր եւ մասնակիցներ, ուզում ողջունել ձեզ հայերենով եւ բացման խոսք ասել մի փոքր հայերեն ուզկով։ Ուզում եմ նախ շնորհակալություն հայտնել մասնակցության համար եւ ձեր նպաստի հետաքրության համար։ Թույլտվեք նշել, որ առասարակ յուրաքանչյուր պետության ենթակառուցվածքների զարգացումը պետության տնտեսության կայուն եւ դինամիկ զարգացման նախադրյալներից մեկն է։ Համաշխարհային փորձը ցույց է տալիս, որ ճանապարհային ոլորտը այն կարևորագույն ոլորտներից մեկն է, որի միջոցով հնարավոր է դրական ազդեցություն ունենալ տնտեսության, այդ թվում մյուս ճյուղերի վրա, խթանելով արդյունաբերությունը, առևտուրը, սոցիալական հարաբերություններ եւ արտեսակ այլ ծառայությունների մատուցումը։ Հայաստանի Հանրապետության տրանսպորտային համակարգի կարևորագույն խնդիրներից է երկրի ճանապարհատրանսպորտային ենթակառուցվածքների գործունեության արդյունավետության բարձրացումը, ինչպես նաև տնտեսության եւ ազգաբնակության պահանջների բավարարման որակի բարձրացման միջոցով անվտանգ տրանսպորտային ծառայությունների ապահովումը։ Հատվածի համատեքստում Հյուսիս-հարավ ծրագիրը ճանապարհային միջանցքը կարևորագույն ռազմավարական ծրագրերից է, որը միտված է լինելու ապահովելու Հայաստանի տրանսպորտային համակարգի ինտեգրումը միջազգային։ Ու քանի որ մենք նաև ունենք անգլալեզու լսարան, թույլ տվեք շարունակել խոսքս անգլերեն լեզվով նաև մեր շատ գործընկերների եւ on-line լսարանի համար։ Thank you very much, dear colleagues and dear guests. On behalf of the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure of the Republic of Armenia, let me welcome everyone and thank you for participation and your high interest. The Armenian government highly appreciates the valuable contribution with international financial institutions, construction companies, and professional engineering firms in the transport sector. Armenia gives much importance to the country's integration with the regional transport networks. There is a declared aim to promote Armenia as a transit country with high-quality road and transport connection from north to south, water outside facilities, and free economic zones to encourage value-adding activities within the country. Our vision is to establish long-term prosperity for the development of efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally and socially sustainable transport infrastructure and services based on international standards. Government is currently focusing on improving regional connections for transport and trade facilitation, development of international corridor, facilitating public sector investment. In this perspective, one of the important transport projects is North-South Corridor that will connect China, India, and Central Asia, first of all to Iran, then to Georgia, Russia, Federation, and Europe. This project is an important part of the transport strategy of Armenia, and the government currently putting much efforts in realization of the project. In this regard, construction of Sisիան-Քաջարան section with an amount of 60-kilometer route is one of the priorities in our policy, and we do hope that it will attract many international and national qualified companies to attend to the upcoming bidding. Despite the difficulties, government will remain fully committed on realization of the project, promotion of the new opportunities in transport sector, with strong belief that developments in logistics and transport have contributed to a stronger integration of national economy in global value chain. And taking this opportunity, dear colleagues, I would like to especially thank Asian Development Bank, who is financing the preparation process and have preparation of design documents and bidding documents. And Thomas Hers currently inviting to participate. Thank you very much, and thank you for your collaboration. Wishing you meaningful discussions and event. Thank you very much.
Thank you. General Director of our department, Mr. Stepan Machan, please.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, dear guests, I'm glad to welcome you on North-South Tranche-4 Sisիան-Քաջարան project launching event. The North-South program overall is of huge importance and impact to roads network of Armenia and the region. Though we have started the program quite a long period ago, the role of it has only gone up. We have started North-South program with the sections heading from capital Yerevan. The first was Tranche 1, Yerevan Artashat and Yerevan Ashtarak. This project is completed now. The next projects were Tranche 2 and Tranche 3, the sections heading from Yerevan to the second largest city of Armenia, Gyumri. These tranches are ongoing. Though here we had some problems and obstacles in past, but due to the great efforts of government and the team, now we are on active progressing stage and planning to complete in 2022 and 2023. So now we are launching the most challenging and interesting part of North-South program. We call it Tranche 4. The Tranche 4 is so huge that we have divided it into 3 sections. Today we are going to speak about the Sisիան-Քաջարան section of Tranche 4 in the south of Armenia. The section alone is about twice bigger than all first 3 tranches together. Here we are going to build a totally new road of 60 kilometers designed with totally new alignment. These 60 kilometers include 4.7 kilometer long bridges and 12.5 kilometer long tunnels. Here we are going to build the longest tunnel ever built in Armenia with a length of about 8.6 kilometers. We call it Bargushat Tunnel. Tranche 4 Sisիան-Քաջարան section is a mega project for Armenia and for the region. We are sure that the project will highly affect the road sector and the economy of Armenia, will attract new technologies and new capabilities. Thank you for your attention and future cooperation. More details will be presented by my colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Machan. The presentation of Sisիան-Քաջարան road section will make the project manager of Tranche 4, Mr. Karen Badalyan, please.
So, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the general concept of the investment program and also focus on the transfer. So, some technical problem. Sorry. Okay, start by hand slides. So, North-South Road Collective Investment Program is a major infrastructure project which aims to connect the southern border of the country with northern border of the country by means of about 550 kilometers long Yerevan-Davra road with high international standards. As a result, the crossing of the measurement corridor will be decreased from the existing 9-10 hours up to 4.5 hours and will increase comfort and safety of traveling, ensuring the goal of the becoming a transit route of freight and transport movement. The project is implemented by the multi-tranche financing. We can name it multi-tranche financing because the project divided by different tranches, sections, and each tranche section has the separate financing. Loan agreements have been signed with the Asian Development Bank, European Investment Bank, and Eurasian Development Bank for the implementation of the project. On the next, please, next slide. On this slide, you can see all 5 tranches and the current status of implementation. The first tranche, 32 kilometers, is already completed. Tranche 2, Աշխատաժողով, 42 kilometers in progress. Tranche 3, Talon-Kimri, 46 kilometers in progress. Tranche 4, Artashat-Sisian section is the biggest one, 175 kilometers program, and we have for this program we have the primarily design. Today we will in details looking at the Sisիան-Քաջարան sections, 60 kilometers, and Tranche 4 Քաջարան-Ագարակ section, 32 kilometers in progress. This section financing by the Eurasian Development Bank, and Tranche 5 Gimri-Davra is prospective program. On this map, you can see the geographic location of the tranches. So, the northern section of certain section of the our program is Tranche 4, which consisted in from 3 sections. Sisyan, 175 kilometers, Sisիան-Քաջարան and Քաջարան-Ագարակ. So, now a little bit in details about the Sisиան-Քաջարան section. The Sisиան-Քաջարան section will be completely new road. It is planned to construct a new second technical category road section with total length about 60 kilometers, included 4.7 kilometer long bridges and 5 kilometer long tunnels. The longest is Barbershop tunnel with length of about 8.6 kilometers. The Kajran section was designed with the new alignment, which is out of existing alignment and to interstate road. And the existing road can be used as an alternative road. Detailed design for the construction of Sisиан-Քաջարան road section has been developed in 2018 under the of bridges is 27 and total new bridges, fully new bridges, and total number of the new tunnels is 9. On this slide, you can see some comparison of the technical parameters of existing M2 road and plan the new road. The new road will meet the international standard and will be shorter than the existing road by almost 58 kilometers. And the new project will be exclude the crossing of mountain passes, which increased traffic safety and convenience for heavy vehicles. The travel time from the Sisиан to Քաջարան will be reduced, which will be reduce the travel costs. So, next slide, please. On this slide, you can see a right-of-way of the new road. The brown one is existing empty road, and this green with the red is a new road. So, I will not go into details, since now we will present to you, to your attention, a 3D film, which describes in detail the planned construction of the Sisиан-Քաջարան section. Enjoy your reviews and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. The necessary criteria for the tender to be announced for the selection of technical supervisor company will present the head of procurement department of road department, Ms. Hasmi Gordukhanyan. Now it's film. Oh, sorry. Screening of a video on the technical details of Sisиան-Քաջարան road section.
North-South Road Corridor, Tranche 4, Sisиան-Քաջարան section. A preliminary evaluation of Artashat-South-Քաջարան section of North-South Road Corridor has been carried out. The aim of the new road corridor is to create an access to the Black Sea through Armenia and Georgia and then to European countries. It will provide new opportunities of development to all the communities light from the north to the south of Armenia. The fourth tranche is located in the southern sector. It begins from Artashat and ends on the border of the Republic of Armenia and the Islamic Republic of Iran. The scope of works includes the feasibility study and preliminary design of about 300 kilometers from Artashat South to Քաջարան and about 60 kilometers of detailed design of priority section. Design criteria. The main road cross-section is arranged with 2 single running lanes, one for each direction and 1 climbing lane. Climbing lanes are provided to facilitate the passing of trucks and slow-moving vehicles whose speed drops because of the sustained steep grades. Climbing lanes are designed independently for each direction. For tunnel section, climbing lanes are not included due to the huge increasing in cost, increasing of dimension of tunnel section, compared with the benefits. Design speed as per first category is 100 km per hour. Number of lanes is 2 as per second category plus climbing lane. Width of one lane is 3.3 meters as per second category. Width of the shoulders is 3 meters for single lane side, 2.4 meters for climbing lane side. Description of Sisիան-Քաջարան section. Sisիան-Քաջարան section begins from the southern foot of Mount Մեծիշխանասար, 3,550 meters. It crosses M2 highway, passes through the left bank mountain slope of the Vorotan River, and crosses the Vorotan River through the upper part of Sham water reservoir. Then it passes through the nearby areas of Vaghatin, Vorotan, Darpaz, Lower communities, crosses the Berkshire Ridge with spot heights of 3,000 meters and higher, through mountain slope on the left side of the Shenatach tributary, and passes through mountain slope on the right side of Vorchu River Valley in the vicinities of Nor Astrabert, Geri community. Finally, it reaches the right side mountain slope of Kapan-Քաջարան road section and continues to the entrance of the communities of Քաջարան and Lernadzor. 3 interchanges are designed for Sisիան-Քաջարան section. The first interchange is designed within kilometer 0 plus 0 and kilometer 1 plus 0 with the aim to connect the existing M2 and local roads with the newly designed Sisիան-Քաջարան road. Road will be furnished with safety barriers. Road signs will be placed to ensure traffic safety. From this preliminary analysis, in many sites, the need of retaining walls is envisaged. The drainage system will be ensured, calculating water flows with culverts of different sizes and drainage chutes. Excavated soil and aggregates shall be reused as much as possible. The site location of topsoil stockpiles and excavated material landfill will be properly designed. Permit and access to those sites should be obtained prior to the commencement of excavation works. Air quality, noise and vibration shall be surveyed during the environmental impact assessment process in order to update the environmental baseline data. The second interchange is designed within kilometer 15 plus 400 and kilometer 16 plus 300, with the aim to connect local roads to Vaghatin, Vorotan, Sham, Lezen, Tatev, Darpaz, Getata, Lor, Shenata with the newly designed route. The Sisían-Քաջարան trench of north-south road corridor lies in a region of complex geology, characterized by extensive quaternary volcano-sedimentary deposits in the northern part and by an orogenic belt constituted by sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic rocks in the central southern part. Road excavation will encounter a large variety of conditions, ranging from debris deposits, usually in loose state, through partially cemented lacustrine soils up to strong, medium to slightly fractured igneous rocks. Landslide activity along the valley sides is relatively limited and affecting mostly the superficial soil cover. However, a few large paleo-landslide bodies have been also identified that now appear to be in a stable state. Road foundations will usually rest on fair ground. Nevertheless, the use of piles may be required, especially for the abutments and piles of bush structures crossing loose deposits. Main obstacle of Sisիան-Քաջարան road section is represented by the Bargshad Ridge of about 3,200 meters height from the sea level. The proposed solution is to cross the ridge with the Bargshad Tunnel. The Bargshad Tunnel is 8,683 meters long. For this reason, safety issues are an important concern. The following prevention measures will be ensured: lighting, fire system, escapeway, access to escapeway at every 500 meters, lay-bay at every 1,000 meters, SOS at every 250 meters, smoke extraction, ventilation. In case of fire, the smoke is extracted by ventilation systems at both ends of the tunnel, inside the smoke extraction duct. People will have an escapeway located under the platform every 500 meters and then an escape route to a safety place. In case of fire, the passengers can reach the nearest emergency exit, one every 500 meters, and through the door and the stairway reach the escapeway located under the road platform, which runs all along the tunnel and finishes at both extremities with an exit on the outside. The entire zone, stairway and escapeway is kept under pressure in order to avoid the entrance of the smoke and allow a safe exit to the passengers. The geological conditions along the base tunnel, with length exceeding 8 kilometers and a maximum overburden of 1,160 meters, are foreseen extremely variable due to the complex geological structure of the Bargshad mountain range. Therefore, a high level of geological risk should be expected. Up to Bargshad Tunnel and after that, the area is characterized by a challenging area, especially in terms of vertical slopes. Due to complicated relief features of the area, a large number of bridges and tunnels are designed. There are numerous archaeological and historical cultural values in the area: ancient settlements, castles, churches, tombs, and so on. Number of archaeological sites is likely to increase after a more detailed study and research of the area. The road is located in an area with high recreation and tourism activity, and it is obvious that the implementation of the project may have a direct impact on it. In the cut sections, the maximum height of the cut is 10 meters. The slope of the cut is related to the type of soil. Every 10 meters, 2-meter bench is located to assure the stability of the cut and to accommodate the rolling material coming from the top. There are agricultural and non-agricultural, special use, forest and water lands in the affected communities of the Sunik province. Most of the affected lands are community-owned. The studied corridor project does not have any negative impact on the quality of the soils for the surrounding areas. The third interchange is designed to connect the newly designed road section to the existing empty road between kilometers 55 plus 500 and kilometers 59 plus 0, through which the movement of vehicles will be implemented with Kapan and adjacent communities. This intersection will give an opportunity to move with separate ramps, from Kapan to Sisian, from Sisian to Kapan, from Kapan to Khajaran, and from Khajaran to Kapan. Bridges. Main structures of the project consist of bridges aimed to cross valley, rivers, or other kinds of obstacles. The total number of bridges is 27, and they can be grouped into the following main typologies. Steel concrete bridges, maximum span length up to 72 meters. Precast concrete bridges, maximum span up to 28 meters. The Sisian-Քաջարան area is totally mountainous and it is more difficult and challenging to face. Depending on the steepness of the valleys, most of the bridges, 22, are built in steel concrete deck, while the other 5 are made with pressurized precast beams, which are cheaper. In terms of length, the steel bridges are more than 90% of the total length of bridges. Tunnels. For the design of the 9 galleries included in the project, it has been assumed the construction of only a single tube. That means single carriageway with 2-way traffic. The construction of the second tube is postponed to the another phase. The total tunnel length is 12,938 meters. Number of galleries less than 1,000 meters is 8. Galleries less than 1,000 meters is 4,255 meters. Minimum and maximum cross-sections of short tunnels are 110 square meters and 128 square meters. Length of Berkshire Tunnel is 8,683 meters. Minimum and maximum cross-sections of Berkshire Tunnel are 133 and 141 square meters. Cross-section of Bailey of Berkshire Tunnel is envisaged to be about 195 square meters. In Tranche 4, the geometric sections will be the following. The left section is for galleries less than 1,000 meters and the right section for Berkshire Tunnel only. For each kind of geometry, tunnels less or more than 1,000 meters and Berkshire Tunnel, several types of cross-sections have been envisaged. Precisely, some of them, E-type, to be applied when the core face is stable, very good rock. Some of them, B-type, to be applied when the core face is stable in short term, medium good rock. Some of them, C-type, to be applied when the core face is unstable, bad rock or terrain. Each tunnel is designed separately. The input data were reported on the profile and accordingly the different sections are applied, giving a change at the beginning and a change at the ending of the tunnel. A numeric evaluation of the structural parts, number of micropiles, thickness of the lining, typology of the steel ribs, etc. The sections ABC to be applied. A percentage of application of the sections when there are more than one in a single part. Of course, there will be also a guideline to help to choose the right section depending on the real condition of the rock, directly observable during the works. Sometimes it was preferred to give different sections of application with a percentage for each of them. This will allow the engineer, during the works, when the face front of the gallery is directly observable, to choose the better one among different types. Conclusion.
Summarizing the data, we can say that the length of the designed Sisían-Քաջարան road section is 60 km and 22 meters. Design speed is 100 km per hour. Number of channels is 9. Number of bridges is 27. Number of interchanges is 3.
To study the historical, cultural, and archaeological resources along the alignment of the Sisían-Քաջարան road project, 3 information sources were used. The state's list of immovable monuments of history and culture of the Republic of Armenia for the Syunik province. Unpublished survey data of several archaeological teams working in the targeted areas since 1990. Field investigations were conducted along the alignment for the record of the resources having historical, cultural, archaeological, paleontological, and spiritual significance. The potential negative impacts such as nuisances from dust, noise, traffic and access changes which are likely to be experienced by nearby communities, the impact on flora and fauna are associated with the location, and the construction works will be temporary and can be minimized by following the site-specific environmental management plan, providing adequate supervision and ensuring the timely implementation of the mitigating measures outlined in the environmental management plan. Noise mitigation measures shall be implemented in order to reduce noise impact during operation phase. For example, a 2 meters high noise barrier will be installed at the impacted hospital.
Thank you. We hope that with this video we will able to show all the technical criteria of the program. Now we will leave for coffee break for 30 minutes. Please return at 13:20. Thank you. The second part of the session, we will start with the presentation of Head of Procurement Department of Road Department, Ms. Hasmik Orduhanyan, on the necessary criteria for the tender to be announced for the selection of the technical supervisor company. Please, Ms. Orduhanyan.
Good afternoon, dear guests, colleagues. Thank you for staying with us also after coffee break, and thank you for our online guests for staying also with us. Now I will introduce to your kind attention the next part of implementation of our project. It was the not less important part during which we will be selected the most efficient and most professional firms for implementation the project, which will be responsible, of course, with employer for successful and sufficient implementation of the project. So I will speak now about procurement, about selection methods, and about procedure that we will be organized during this implementation, during this project. So during this project, we'll be organizing 2 live tenders for engaging construction firm for implementation the civil works, and for engaging the consulting firm for providing the necessary technical supervision services, I mean the engineer. Detailed design of construction work developed in 2018, and on the basis on this design will be organized 2 tenders. Tenders will be organized by Road Department SNCO of the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure of the Republic of Armenia. Road Department has a large experience in organization of the procurement processes, organizing them based on applicable guidelines of Asian Development Bank, World Bank, European Investment Bank, and other international donor organizations. Road Department also has successful experience in working with different international organizations, construction firms and consulting firms providing the design and technical supervision services. Currently, Road Department is working on several ongoing projects on different stages of implementation, also financed by different donor organizations. Road Department has successfully implemented various large projects previously covering contracts similar to the envisaged contracts with regard to cost and complexity. Road Department has also responsible for contract management during all implemented projects for civil works and consulting contract, and has also a project coordinator, contract manager, who will be responsible for management of the project. Taking into account the importance of this program announcing for you now, and the strategic significance from the point of view of country's social, economic, regional development, the tenders will be organized in open procedure, which will increase international interest and participant in tenders. As a result of the tenders procedures, will be signed the contracts complete with the FIDIC contract, which is widely used in international practice and will stipulate clear framework of the rights and responsibilities for all the parties, the employer, contractor, and the consultant. No, engineer, yes. Now let's go ahead with the major stage of procurement procedure. Now we're speaking about procurement procedure for civil works. It was a preparation of bidding documents, evaluation criteria, advertisement and invitation to bid, bid evaluation, evaluation report, recommendation of award, and award of contract. Publication of advertisement and invitation bid will be done via mandatory and supplementary means of advertisement. It will be, the announcement will be published in Procurement AM official website of Ministry of Finance, MTAD AM official website of Ministry of Territorial Administration and Infrastructure of Republic of Armenia, and Road AM official website of Road Department SNCO. Also, the announcement will be published and will be shared with various national sources and many other sources. It could be it will be our Facebook page and Facebook page of our ministry. Additionally, we're planning to share the announcement with embassies to notify any potential companies from their country. The timeline for preparation of bid will count it from days from publication of the advertisement and till invitation bid until the deadline for submission of bids. It will be not less than 52 days. Public opening of bids will be done by the evaluation committee at the time and place indicated in the bidding documents. Of course, bidders' attendance is encouraged. Time frame from evaluation and the award of contracts should be completed before the expiration of bids validity as stipulated in the tender documents. Ensure confidentiality of procedure should be kept. After opening of bid, no information to non-authorized person on substance of bid, preliminary examination result and status, evaluation result and status, and recommendation of award. So let's talk about major qualification requirements that will be presented in bidding documents. First of all, it was experience and past performance. Generally, it means the similar contract that participants have been satisfactorily and substantially completed as contractor within the last years. We speak about last 10 years. Later, it was the financial situation and financial resources that will be evaluated during evaluation period. Technical capability, the participant must demonstrate that it has the key equipment required in the bidding document and also should present written confirmation that all equipment proposed by the tender documents is in operable condition and functioning properly and will be at the construction site when the relevant activities will be started as it described in working schedule. These and all requirements regarding equipment type and characteristic also will be described in bidding documents. The next evaluation criteria was staff qualification. The participant must demonstrate that it has personnel who meet the requirements specified in the bidding document, such as contractor project manager, chief engineer, bridge construction engineer, tunnel construction engineer, and other positions that proposed in the bidding documents. All qualification criteria and requirements also for each key expert will be specified details in the bidding documents also. After evaluation, the publication of evaluation result and contract award will be done in Procurement AM official website of Ministry, in MTAD AM, in our Road AM official website in our Road Department. In published document will be achieved name of each bidder, bid prices as read out and evaluated prices, Name of bid was rejected and the reason of rejection. Name of winning bidder and price offered, and the duration and summary scope of awarded contract. So in this stage, I will finish with procurement awards. And now let me introduce to your kind attention the next part of my presentation. It was the procurement of consulting services. So procurement of consulting services will be organized for selection of engineer services for section Sisիան-Քաջարան Transport project. As most of us already know, the most general part of the tender documents for selection of engineer and any consultant, it was terms of reference for the assignment. Let's name it TOR. The TOR clearly defines the objective, goals, and the scope of the assignment and provide background necessary information for preparation of proposal for each participant. In accordance with TOR of this selection procedure, the consultant shall perform duties of FIDIC engineer as described in the FIDIC condition of contract for construction for all civil works provided by the detailed design, including the tunnels and new bridge. The consultant will carry out all construction supervision activities for civil works and will cooperate with employer and other stakeholders. The consultant will ensure all contractual arrangements, including all change required from the parties of the contract, in order to ensure quality and compliance with the rules and procedures of client. The consultant will monitor the performance of the works contract and ensure compliance with all social and environmental requirements. And the as the required in design solution also, the consultant will ensure that the client policies and procedure of safeguard are followed during all construction period. Also, the consultant was responsible for development and implementation on overall monitoring plan and for development a consolidated construction program showing the critical part of the overall implementation program. During the period of this assignment, the consultant ensured the storage of all records. In the framework of the contract for construction work, implement the daily coordination, monitoring, and supervision of all actions, including the preparation and submission to the client or required reports. All these and other responsibilities of construction and contractor will be specified very detailed in the TOR of the assignment. Now let's go ahead with major stage of procurement procedure. Of course, firstly, it was preparation of TOR and then tender documents. The next one is pre-qualification stage. After we're going with submission and public opening of proposals. And then will be start evaluation of proposal. And finally, contract award. The announcement of tenders is made via mandatory and supplementary means of advertisement. It is this part is the same like during civil works, and all announcements will be published in Procurement AM, MTAD AM, and Armroad AM official website. Also will be shared with local electronic newspaper and will be shared with embassies. The date for preparation and submission proposal will be count from the issuing days of invitation to the deadline for submission. For pre-qualification application, it will be not less than 30 days, and for preparation of proposal, it will be not less than 45 days. Public opening of proposal will be done by evaluation committee at the time and date also described and mentioned in the tenders documents. Participation of participant also is encouraged. The evaluation and the award of contracts should be completed before the expiration of the proposal's validity as it's stipulated in the tender document. The date of proposal's validity will be described in the tender documents. In this selection process also will be kept all confidentiality of procedure. After opening of proposal, no information to non-authorized persons on substance of proposal, preliminary examination result and status, evaluation result and status, and recommendation of award. Now for the general part of tender documents, the main qualification requirement and criteria that will be included in the tender document. This is a minimum part of requirement, but it was the major part. The consultant's relevant experience for the assignment. The consultant shall have extensive and proven experience in construction supervision, program administration, financial management, and program performance management, highway design, preparation of technical specification, quality control, contract management, and dispute resolution of similar type and size international contracts. The consultant also shall have knowledge and experience in reviewing environmental assessment and resettlement plan, resettlement action plan for road construction typical programs. Then we will evaluate the quality of the methodology proposed by the consultant. The other evaluation criteria is about the qualification of the key expert. In the tender documents will be proposed key expert, and please see below the main key staff proposed for this assignment. I would like to remind that it was a minimum numbers of staff. Maybe in tender documents will be some position added. So this is an international staff, consultant team leader, asphalt, concrete, pavement engineer, quality, geotechnical and material engineer, bridge and structures engineer, tunnels engineer, tunnels equipment engineer, electrical engineer, and FIDIC contract and claims expert. This is for this moment the main international key staff. Then let's go ahead with local staff. Deputy team leader, highway engineer, bridge structural engineer, tunnel engineer, quality pavement, geotechnical and material engineer, and electrical engineer. So it was the minimum number of staff that will be proposed in our bidding document. And the experience and qualification requirements for consultant key staff will be detailed specified in the TOR. After all this stage, after evaluation of result, the contract award and evaluation result will be also published in this source, in Procurement AM, MTID AM, and Arm Road AM. And in the contract award notice will be published this information. It was the name of each participant, proposal prices as read out, evaluated proposal prices, name of participant was proposal was rejected and reason of rejection, name of winning firm and offered price, and duration and summary scope of awarded future contract. So this is all for this moment about procurement. I hope it will be helpful for you for during preparation. Thank you for attendance.
Thank you, Ms. Ordupanyan. Now we have 30 minutes for questions. Before starting, I will ask our online participants to write their questions if they have any. And now we are listening the questions from the hall, please. Our beautiful ladies will help you with microphone if you need. Please raise your hands.
Badalen Arman, AAB Construction. I will speak in English, I think. I want to ask one question. So first of all, the design includes 27 bridges as to the report. Most of them are made of steel structures. I would like to ask the designer, what is the reason of putting steel structure bridges into the design, as mainly the steel structure bridges are being produced not in Armenia, not locally, and most of the time they are very expensive and should be imported from abroad. So generally speaking, I would like to understand why the bridges are not designed of concrete, monolithic concrete or standard concrete beams, because this can reduce the cost of construction significantly. The next question is about the sizes of the lots and the construction. I would like to ask if it is possible to put the construction in smaller lots so that local contractors could participate, especially the lots which do not include tunnels, could be constructed by local companies. I would like to understand if there is a vision in future to put this kind of smaller lots which do not include the tunnel sections, so that local construction companies could also participate as joint venture companies. And the third question is, building a road this big and having a tunnel of 9 kilometers, also considering that we have got heavy traffic coming from Iran and from mines which are located in Khajjaran and close to Khajjaran, I would like to understand how feasible it is to have a long tunnel, just 2 lanes, having so much heavy traffic on it. Basically, considering all this and having in mind the construction cost savings from the points I mentioned above, construction of 2 tunnels and having a normal full 4-lane, let's say, highway would be feasible in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. As we don't have the representative of the designer here, your questions will be answered by the project manager of the program, Karen Badalyan, please.
If it's possible, I will be provide my answer in Armenian because for me it's more easier. Առաջինը ձեր հարցին ուղղված ինչու կամուրջները նախատեսված են ոչ թե բետոնի, այլ մետաղական տարբերակով։ Եթե ուշադիր եք նայել, ինֆորմացիայի մեջ նշված է, որ միայն թռիչքները լինելու են մետաղական եւ ոչ բոլոր կամուրջները, որոնք 100 մետրից ավել են այդ կամուրջների վրա լինելու, իսկ հենարանները դա հավաքվելու է հիմնականում բետոնե բլոկներից։ Մոտավորապես դուք ասում եք, որ Հայաստանում չկա այդպես փորձ նշված նախագծում նախատեսված կամուրջների 80%-ը, որպես օրինակ ես կարող եմ բերել Դավիթաշենի կամուրջը, նմանատիպ կամուրջներ են նախատեսված։ Դուք հարցնում եք ինչով է պայմանավորված դա, որովհետև նախագծի կողմից իրականացվել են հետազոտություններ նախագծման փուլում եւ որպեսզի թեկոստրիչկային կառուցվածքները արտադրվում են հիմնականում Երևանի մոտակայքերում եւ տեղափոխման արժեքները պլյուս այն ռիսկը, որ տեղափոխման ժամանակ թռիչքային կառուցվածքները կարող են վնասվել, որովհետև 32 մետրանոց կառուցվածքները դեռ պետք է հասվեն շինհրապարակ, իսկ շինհրապարակում ցավոք սրտի մոտեցման ճանապարհները, որը մենք ունենք այսօրվա դրությամբ գոյություն, դա մեր գյուղական ճանապարհներ են, որոնք այդ հնարավորությունը չունեն։ Այդ իսկ պատճառով նախատեսվել է այդ տարբերակը։ Կապված ձեր մյուս հարցին լոտերի բաժանելուն, այդ հարցը մենք նույնպես դիտարկում ենք, բայց հաշվի առնելով, որ աշխատանքները կատարվելու են ու աշխատանքները իրար հետ շահկապված են, այսինքն եթե շատ պարզ տարբերակով ասեմ, առանց կամուրջի ենթարենք 15-րդ կամուրջի հնարավոր չի կառուցել դրանց հաջորդող ճանապարհային սեկցիան, մենք դեռ դիտարկում ենք այս շինարարությունը որպես մի կոմպլեքս շինարարություն, որը կընդգրկի բոլոր այս արհեստական կառուցվածքները եւ ճանապարհի կառուցումը նույնպես։ Կապված տեղական ենթակապալառում ենք շատ լավ հասկանում ենք, ոչ մենակ տեղական կապալառումները չեն կարող համապատասխանել այն պայմաններին, որոնք մենք դնելու ենք մրցույթի ժամանակ կապված եւ կառուցվող հատվածի դժվարության հետ եւ այլն, միաժամանակ կարող եմ ասել, որ ոչ բոլոր մեծ միջազգային կազմակերպությունները կարողանան համապատասխանել այդ պայմաններին։ Ամեն դեպքում մենք բաց ենք թողելու այն տարբերակը, որպեսզի մրցույթին մասնակցող միջազգային կազմակերպությունները, որոնք հնարավորություն ունենան այդ աշխատանքները կատարեն մաքսիմալ տարբերակով ընդգրկեն մեր տեղական կազմակերպություններին որպես ենթակապալառու ու դա հասկանալի է, որովհետև մենք ունենք հզորությունը, բայց ինչ որ կապված է ենթարենք տուներների հետ ցավոք սրտի վերջի 30-40 տարվա մեջ Հայաստանում տուներների ու այսպես մեծ տուներների մասին ընդհանրապես խոսակցություն չէր գնացել։ Բավարարված եք ի պատասխանով թե էլի հարց ունեք։
Մի հատ արձագանք եմ էլի։ Նախ այդ տեղափոխման հետ կապված բետոնի կոնստրուկցիաների որ ասեք, որ Երևանում են արտադրվում, դրա արտադրությունը մի մեծ խնդրեմ չի, հնարավոր է տեղում կազմակերպել Սիսիանում կամ Ղափանի կողմը, հետևաբար այդ արտադրությունը ընդհանրապես խնդիր չի եւ դա անգամներով կարա շինարարական ծախսերը կրճատի։ Լոտերը կարող են դրվել տեղական մոստերը եւ կամուրջները եւ ճանապարհները հաշվի առնելով ու փոքր լոտերով, որպեսզի տեղական կապալառները կարողանան մասնակցեն։ Հակառակ դեպքում ոնց որ դուք ասացիք, շատ մեծ կազմակերպություններ պետք է գան դրսից, շատ թանկ գներով։ Հետևաբար համաձայն չեմ դրա հետ ու կօրդերել այս հարցը ինչ որ ձևով հաշվի առնել։ Մեկ եւ երկրորդը արդեն պատասխանեցի այդ տեղական կապալառների ու մյուսի մասին, եթե ճանապարհը բաժանվի հատվածների առանց թունելների հատվածի, տեղական կապալառները կարող են շատ ավելի արագ, շատ ավելի էֆեկտիվ աշխատեն։ Փորձը Հայաստանի դա ցույց տալիս է, որ տեղական կապալառները շատ ավելի արագ են աշխատում տեղական պայմաններում, քան արտասահմանյան կազմակերպությունները։
Շնորհակալություն, մենք ձեր արձագանքը հաշվի կառնենք մեր հետագա քայլերի ժամանակ։
Եթե կարելի է ես ուզում եմ լրացնեմ, if I may, I would like to additionally react. First of all, thank you for raising questions and issues. And as Mr. Badelian mentioned, we will consider now, we are under consideration whether technically it's possible to divide into really small lots. But indeed, we are really attracting the participation and interest of the local competitive and professional contractors. And all the contractors have been invited to understand also your position and on the future biddings. Thank you for our comments. We will take into consideration. Okay.
Thank you. Any questions? Please.
I am Pierre Maurice from Aegis. I have just a simple question. When do you intend to launch the tender?
Thank you very much. We intended to launch tender processes starting from August within 3 months. So it's kindly asked to follow the information on our sites. And we will probably do another online conference just to announce that it's the right time for applications to increase awareness everywhere.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I understood correctly, we are talking about two different tenders. One is selecting the contractor and one is selecting a consultant. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, you are absolutely right. So if you have followed Hasmik's presentation, we're going to announce the civil work bidding and the tender for engineer services.
Okay. May I ask the cost estimation of each tender and the amount of bid bond as well?
You mean duration?
No, cost.
Cost estimation. Usually, I'm not in a position to bridge the procedure requirements for the tenders, whether it's subject for announcement, and I'm asking to respond. Hasmik or the opinion on that question.
Thank you, Ms. Halchan. For this time, this information is confidential. Please follow all websites that I'm announcing during my presentation, and you will be informed about start of our tenders and other major point of the tenders implementation.
I would like to add also, because the bidding will be going on the competitive basis, so the price also under competition, and we hope that the winner will be suggest the cost saving suggestions and in civil work and for the consultant. So it's going to be under competition.
Thank you. More questions?
You speak about the FIDIC. I want to know which type of FIDIC. I mean, red FIDIC, pink FIDIC. Is it clear? And excuse me, another question. I want to know the handing over the lands to the contractor will be done after removing the obstacles like utilities obstacles, land obstacles, or it will be done in parallel?
Let me first myself answer for the second part of the question relating to the land acquisitions. And
yes, exactly.
Process for the contractor. So based on our general experience, it's one of the most important part for the organizing construction delays. So we're working on the acquisition processes and land acquisition and the reallocation of the utilities in order to make available all site for the contractor when the construction will commence. So upon having site available, we will issue a commencement of the construction. So we hope we will be available all site without any obstacles and problem during construction. It's under the responsibility for the clarity. It's under the responsibility of the employer.
Thank you so much.
And the second and the first, Hasmik will respond. Yeah, Karen. Okay, fine.
So related to your question, related to the utility relocation, the utility relocation will be under the responsibility of the contractor, and it already included in our BOQ. So it means that before starting general works, contractor will be implement the works according to existing design to relocate the utilities which we have near this right of way. So this is a one type of the civil works which will be under the responsibility of contractor. Contract type. The contract will be FIDIC Red Book.
Excuse me, as I'm confused a little, the obstacle removal is employer's responsibility or contract?
So for the clarity, let me clarify that I mean that the lands needed for the reallocation of the utilities, so it's going to be available for a contractor as well. So it's under responsibility of the employer make available and access to the site. But the construction and the civil works scope will be under the responsibility of the contractor and will be included in the main scope of the work.
Another questions?
Մրցույթի մասնակից կապալառում իրավունք ունի առաջարկություն ներկայացնել առանձին տեղամասում այլընտրանքային տարբերակ։ Շնորհակալություն։
Արեգ Բադալյան առաջարկում եմ պատասխանի, ես լրացում եմ պատասխան։
Հաշվի առնելով աշխատանքների բարդությունը, մենք նախատեսում ենք մրցութային փաստաթղթերում թույլատրել կազմակերպություններին ներկայացրել ալտերնատիվ առաջարկ, բայց ըստ գնահատման առաջինը գնահատվելու է օրիգինալ առաջարկ, այսինքն տենց ոնց որ մենք տալիս ենք մեր մրցութային փաթեթում, եւ հետո դիտարկվելու է ալտերնատիվ առաջարկ, այսինքն եթե կապալառուն, ես շատ պարզ տարբերակով կասեմ, եթե ապագա կապալառուն որոշի թունելի, ամենատենց գլոբալ տարբերակը ասեմ, թունելի ֆորման աշխատանքները իրականացնել DBM մեքենայով, մենք այդ հնարավորությունը տալու ենք, բայց միաժամանակ կապալառուն պետք է հիմնավորի իր առաջարկը եւ ֆինանսական եւ տեխնիկական տեսանկյուններից ելնելով եւ միաժամանակ կոնկրետ եթե մենք խոսում ենք DBM մեքենայի մասին, ապագա կապալառուն պետք է մեզ ցուցաբերի լոգիստիկ բոլոր հարցերը, թե ոնց այնք այդ մեքենան բերելու, որտեղից բերելու, ոնց այնք հասցնելու դա շինարարական հրապարակ։ Այսինքն ալտերնատիվ տարբերակների հնարավորություն մենք նախատեսելու ենք մեր մրցութային փաստաթղթերում։
Շնորհակալություն։ Another question.
Այդտեղում նաև ծրագեցի որոշ հատվածների մասին է խոսքը։ Ծրագեցի առանձին տեղամասերի։
Եթե դա հիմնավորված կլինի եւ տեխնիկական տեսանկյունից եւ ինչ որ ամենակարևորը եւ տնտեսական տեսանկյունից, այդ դեպքում հայը։
Արզաբանում եթե կարելի է, այստեղ անեմ շատ կարևոր իմ կարծիքով, տեսեք, ինքնին պայմանագիրը իրականացում է պատվիրատուի կողմից տրված նախագծով, այն բոլոր այլընտրանքային հնարավորությունները, որոնք մրցութային փաստաթղթերը կտրամադրեն, կոչված են լինելու այն հնարավորությունների ընձեռմանը, որոնք էականորեն պատվիրատուի համար կկրճատեն, կնվազեցնեն իրականացման ժամանակահատվածը եւ կբերեն ծախսերի նվազեցման տեխնիկական մակարդակում։ Իսկ ծրագծերի փոփոխությունը եւ այլն, դրանք շատ էական հարցեր են եւ կարող են նախագծին հակասել, ինչը պայմանագրի եւ մրցույթի կոնցեպտին չի համապատասխանում։ Ինչպես նշեցի, մենք հողերի օտարում ենք իրականացում արդեն հաստատած նախագծի հիման վրա, ուստի դա կբերի որոշակի փոփոխությունների եւ ռիսկերի պատվիրատուի համար։ Ես խնդրում եմ հաշվի առնել, որ մեր այլընտրանքային հնարավորությունները մեթոդների եւ իրականացման ժամկետների էական կրճատումներին են վերաբերվելու, որով մենք խորապես շահագրգռված ենք։ Շնորհակալություն։
Այլ հարցեր։
Գուրգեն Թադևոսյան, մի հատ ընդհանրապես հարց է գնումների հետ կապված։ Որ կազմակերպության ֆինանսավորման փալինելու այդ մրցույթը հարցը նրա համար է, որ ամեն դոնոր կազմակերպություն իր ունի ուղեցույցը։ Եվ ըստ իրանց օրինակ Ասիական զարգացման բանկի գոյություն ունեն ընդունել երկրներ, որոնք կարող են մասնակցել տվյալ մրցույթին։ Համար եթե դա Ասիական զարգացման բանկի ֆինանսավորման բա ուղղակի հա թե ոչ։ Եվ ընդհանրապես այդքան։
Շնորհակալություն հարցի համար, մի փոքր ուզում եմ ներկայացնեմ, որ կառավարության, ինչպես ես նշեցի, գերակա ծրագիրն ու ուղղությունն է Սիսիան-Քաջարան ճանապարհատվածի իրականացումը եւ կառավարությունը պատասխանատվություն է հայտնել իր այդ թվում իր սեփական միջոցներով իրականացնելու եւ մենք գնում ենք այն ճանապարհով, որ ծրագիրը կիրականացվի։ Ինչպես գիտեք, դա մամուլով եւս հայտարարվել է, հնարավոր է, որ որոշակի համաֆինանսավորում լինի նաեւ դոնոր կազմակերպությունների կողմից, այդ հարցը հիմա քննարկման փուլում է։ Նախքան մրցույթի հայտարարությունը մենք կարճ on-line կարճ pre-bidding conference կանենք այս հստակեցումը մտցնելու համար, բայց կարևոր սկզբունքային պահը այն է, որ մենք միջազգային մրցակցային մրցույթի ընթացակարգերով ենք իրականացնելու, հնարավորինս սինխրոնացնելով եւ մոտեցնելով միջազգային մրցույթների ընթացակարգային պահանջներին եւ նորմերին։ Այս պահին մենք չունենք սահմանափակումներ հայտատու ընկերությունների երկրների մասով, կարծում եմ ձեր հարցը դա էր եւ վերջնական հաստատումներ ստանալուց հետո մենք որոշակի հստակեցումը կմտցնենք առաջիկայում եւ եթե լրացում ունի կխնդրեի կինոօգուտային, չէ՞, չունեք, շնորհակալություն։
Another question. Do we have online questions? Colleagues. If we have no questions, then we will finish. No. Please, thank you for your participation. For more information, as was mentioned by Asmi Gordukhanian, please follow our official website, the Facebook page of Road Department, and as well as we have already mentioned, we will have pre-bidding online conference, and we hope that during the conference we will cover all the necessary questions. Thank you.
Thank you for participation. Thank you, everyone.